Oh, I didn't see you guys sitting there. Okay, you ready to see how I made this sweep and beam table? It's part 2. Let's go. This video is made possible by my sponsor, Bessie. Today's video is all about making the sweeping beams for the legs on this dining table. They're really fun and really unique, and we have to begin with the glue up or lamination of the boards. We're going to take 3 boards and apply glue and then clamp them down with clamps, being sure to add equal clamping pressure all around the build. I removed the clamps after they sat under equal pressure for 4 hours. Then I moved over to the joiner and the planer and milled them one more time to get them all exactly perfect to one another. Now that that's out of the way, let's have some fun. I'm going to grab a couple of templates that I made out of 1/4 inch ply. I carefully labeled how each beam is going to connect to one another. But basically I'm going to lay the template onto the stock and I'm going to trace it out with a pencil, being sure to follow the template exactly. Here's where my OCD kicks in. After I took the clamps off, I needed to clean them up and carefully put them back away so that way they're ready for the next time I grab them. Take care of your clamps and they'll take care of you. Here's where the fun begins, the bandsaw work. This is where I really get excited. So now I'm going to take the blocks to the bandsaw and I'm going to run them through, being sure to stay off the line about a 32nd or maybe even a 16th. But you want to be proud of the line so that way you have a way to come back and shape it or sand it and get right on the line. I would normally use a flush trim bit for something like this, but these blocks are way too big and it would take a flush trim bit of at least 6.5 inches. And that's the biggest one I've ever seen. So I can't use that in this situation. Coming close to wrapping up the bandsaw work now, and it's time to start sanding. There's going to be a lot of sanding on these beams to take away all the bandsaw marks. That's one of the downsides to not using a flush trim bit, because if you did use one, you would have easily no bandsaw marks, and the sanding would be very light. But like I said, I don't have a flush trim bit that big, so this is just going to be a lot of sanding. Alright guys, that was a lot of work, a ton of sanding, but I think now you guys can actually see the direction I'm heading with the design of this table. This will be the middle portion of the base. It still has to have the base feet underneath it, and none of this is at its final stage. It's not connected. I just have it leaning up against each other right now. And I still have to make another set like this on this end. I miscalculated my wood a little bit, and I had some cuts that were off, and I had to scrap the other side, so I got to start over. But you can now see the table's taking shape. Let's keep going. I'm loving it. As this video comes to a close, I want to remind you guys that I'm dropping a video every Friday for the next 6 weeks on this table build, and I hope you're enjoying it. As for me, this is an epic build, and this is one of my most favorite designs yet. I'm having a blast. So I hope you guys are inspired, and I hope you're loving it too. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next week.